Hey guys, welcome back to JK Rants and Reviews. I'm John. This is Caleb.
I fell.
And this might be broke it. He broke it.
Let's get do your thing, cuz.
No.
You're gonna break the table. And here we go.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, no. Batman 4K, the Batman Returns. The reason I bought Batman Returns in 4K is because apparently when the movie came out in theaters, it had a blue tinge to it. It really helped make it feel cold and isolated and icy. And when they had to put it on for home video, VCRs, VHS tapes, very nice, they had to switch up the color of the movie to where it would come through better. So that's why I bought it on 4K, and the Blu-ray in this is the updated 4K. It's just in 1080p. So I'll kind of be getting a hint of that here in a minute. But I said I would not watch the 4K except for with my mother because we watched it for the first time in 1992, and it was epic. So I'm going to save the 4K for my mom. But I didn't buy 1989, which is my favorite movie of all time. I'm not saying it's the best movie of all time. It's just my favorite. Nostalgia, it gets me. But I didn't buy that on 4K because they went and they changed a lot of the color. They went and changed a lot of the music. They changed the sound effects of the guns. And it bugs me because the sound effect of the guns is what sets that 1940s old-fashioned comic booky feel. And when you rip that out, it kills I can't do it. I won't pay. You gotta vote with your dollars. If you're gonna go to a movie, if you don't like a franchise, if you don't like what they're doing, vote with your money and don't support it. But on the flip side, I just watched Prometheus, and then I immediately watched Alien the next day. I will say that Alien, although I'm not gonna buy it on 4K, I have it on Blu-ray. I think that's good enough. I heard the 4K is great, but it apparently looks like a dude in a suit. Like it's too clean. It's too see-through. Like you can see all the details. I would like if Ridley Scott went back and he changed all the computer screens to like an updated technology, I would be into that. Other than that, I don't need another copy of Alien. But
Sorry, my
a new
service
line,
keeps going all
Batman Forever. A new line for yeah. I do have Batman Forever on 4K too. My only steelbook that I have. Whoop, there goes that. So I'm looking forward to that someday. But Caleb, before we get the movie started, what's your experience with Batman Forever?
I love it. And I know it's a film that divides a lot of the Batman fans, and I get it. I can see it. I don't feel like Jim Carrey was cast properly. I think Tommy Lee Jones is kind of a goofball but fun. But Val Kilmer, he was cast perfectly in my opinion. I like the film. I like the aesthetics of the film. I just wish that people didn't treat it as Batman 3, like the follow-up to Batman Returns. I try and think of it as its own universe. Just like Batman and Robin, Batman Begins, Batman vs. Superman, they're all their own separate thing. And I think this franchise is actually a thing that, like Halloween and Friday the 13th and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Batman's timelines have just royally screwed up the casual moviegoer and casual fan. So they're like, wait, why do we have another new Batman again? Why do we? I don't understand. And I think that's where it started, was because of the change from Tim Burton to Joel Schumacher. And I get it. I get it. Tim Burton did better than Schumacher, hands down.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, Tim Burton didn't really want to do a second movie. Michael Keaton didn't want to do a second movie. They just threw money at him and let him, they let Tim Burton have free range on it. And when they
were shocked at what he done.
right, Right. So you talked about Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. I now let me say this. I'll start off with this little precursor. I love Batman Returns. I love it. But Batman Returns is probably the worst Batman movie. I love it. I wouldn't rank it. I'm talking about to the character. What this movie does is bad. Like when you like, we're gonna start this movie, and the first thing they do is try to kill a baby. Like that's the first thing. I'm just saying, I love this movie, but it's the worst Batman movie.
89. No.
Thanks, Mark.
Well, thanks
Don't
for
go.
coming by, sir.
I made you mad. I'm sorry.
But it's his fault, isn't it? But
Like I'm a stupid.
Michael Keaton's Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. It was a different Batman killed. Batman villains were way more adult than what we had seen on screen before, except for maybe the Batman and Robin from the 40s, 50s era. They were incredibly violent. And then Batman Forever tones that down. And then Batman and Robin just literally minimizes the threat of everything and that could happen. Just like, oh no, Bruce Wayne's credit card will save us all. So personally, I would rank Batman and Robin as the worst Batman movie ever made. But
I'm just talking about the movie though, not necessarily like the Batman. I'm talking about the movie overall. It like we're gonna get into it. Let's hit play here in a second, and we'll get into it.
I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna recant that statement. Adam West's Batman film is the worst Batman movie of all time.
I love the '66 movie. I've got it on DVD next to me. I freaking love it. Like for an introductory into Batman as a kid, I love it. Is it dumb? Is it goofy? Yeah, but for the time, it's not. It's just as dumb as Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
I would rather watch Batman and Robin any day than the Adam West Batman. The whole goofy approach, I think, kind of took away from what the comics were trying to do and trying to show. I know some of the streamlined comics were a little bit more on the goofy side, whereas some of the other writers had started doing darker stuff. I mean, even some of the original comics were quite dark. A great case of this is the Ninja Turtles. The original comics, man, those are some serious adult comics. The first movie comes close to that, and then they, of course, build a children-friendly or preteen-friendly around that. And they did the same with Batman. But
I mean, you got to say,
worst.
I mean, if I were to rank them, Batman and Robin's the worst. But I'm just saying, as you watch the movie and you're just like, ooh, who made that decision? Like, ooh, that's not right. We'll get into it, but Mask of the Phantasm was...
Batman animated films are amazing. The Dark Knight Returns series, Mask of the Phantasm, the Sub-Zero, awesome. Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, fantastic. Like, I don't understand how like Marvel's animated films tend to like flop, and then DC's like hold my beer, and it's better than what they release in theaters half the time. Like, just amazing. I need to get the Dark Knight Returns collection because those two are probably my favorite animated films of all time. Next to Spawn.
I think it's just with Batman and with DC, they've had such an intertwining of the characters for so long, and their characters are just like they instead of having Marvel where there was a ton of characters and there's a ton of great characters, DC only has like a handful that are amazing, and so they focused them and fleshed them out really well, and they put them together to help each other and to spice it up. I think that might be a part of it. But you got your movie queued up? All right, let's get it going. Let's count it down this time, Caleb. Hold your fire. All right, we are on the snow background, Warner Brothers. We are, oh. 3, 2, 1, play. All right. I'm going to stick in one head. I got my subtitles on. I've never seen this movie in Blu-ray. This is my first time on Blu-ray and with subtitles.
Well, this is probably my millionth time DVD and 100th time subtitles. Like I said, I don't care. This intro is awesome. It's creepy, it's weird, it's strange, and I honestly want to know what it's like to live in this house for a day.
Oh, dude, it's gorgeous. That fireplace and everything. Hey, this dude that's playing Pennyworth, they actually wanted, I can't ever remember his name, but they wanted the guy from the 66 Penguin, you know, Mickey from Rocky. They wanted him. He was supposed to come and play this role, but he got sick. Like, he didn't die at that time, but he wasn't able to do this role. But it would have been really sweet. But what's really cool is they actually use him. He plays Penguin's father, spoiler, in Gotham. So he comes back. I don't know who called Pee Wee Herman and was like, hey, I got a job for you. But I love this. They just down it.
God, I think that, like, there's few times you can make so many changes to a character and you still be okay with it because it works. And Penguin for this film is one of them. Like, you can change a character from a comic to a film to a, but I mean, Penguin wasn't a penguin.
I know,
It's just like a nickname. Like,
I know, but he acted ass off. He gives the same level of performance as Heath Ledger. Danny DeVito just crushes it. Oh, we're watching Returns, Jabari. I'm
yes,
sorry.
sir.
Yeah, is it Jabari or Jabara? Or it's Jabari, right? Jabari? Did I mess that up? I apologize if I messed that up. I'm so bad.
It's
That's my
because he
bad.
can't read.
I can't read. I can't spell. And it's not even a joke.
I can't
like-
spell either.
Look, we just opened up the movie, and they just threw a baby in the sewer. Like, who said this was a good idea? A Tim Burton film right after while we watch a baby go into the sewer. Like, yeah, be proud.
Okay, as I'm sitting here watching this, I really want a Blu-ray copy now.
Just
Just a step up, just a little bit.
it is really grainy. Like, not really. Well, yeah, it's pretty grainy, but it looks good. It looks cold. It looks blue. And it looked a little bit more dark gray on the DVD, I remember. But yeah, this intro is cool. It's not as good as the '89 where it's going like through that bat symbol.
I love them both. And honestly, this DVD quality is kind of making me think of the VHS from when I was a kid. The VHS was more blue than gray, and I feel like the DVD transfer didn't go as hot. Because, yeah, this is really gray on mine. It almost looks like a black and white film.
Right. So that's why I upgraded, because when somebody told me that this new Blu-ray on the 4K and the 4K goes back to that blue, the original intent of the movie, what I saw in the theater, I think I saw it twice. And as a kid, it just blew me away. Just the grand scale of this movie and the superhero. It's a comic book movie. This movie is gorgeous. It has artwork all over the place.
I think that's one of the things Tim Burton really set up for Batman films is temperature and tone, which was, something that the Batman films later really took to heart. I would argue all of the Batman films, you can feel the cold.
Hang on, you froze. You can feel them? Tell me where you can feel it, Caleb, when you come back. Well, you're still froze. You're so hardcore froze. I heard something. There you go.
Man, I keep losing service.
Get your wife to get off that Wi-Fi.
Dude, the Wi-Fi here sucks. But Tim Burton set up a temperature. You can feel it. And the later films, I would say Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, you feel that. Batman vs. Superman, even Justice League. Batman and Robin, you can even feel it. I feel like Batman Forever kind of misses that a little, but the colds look and feel cold.
Like, dude, this movie could have been over so fast had that the cradle thing not floated. It just boop, done. Movie over. Like how I would have fixed that, man, is you just I wish they would have just driven him up to the circus. The circus was in town, and they just drop him right there on a doorstep or something, or in front of a tent, and ran. Really throwing him into the sewer? That's so hardcore, man. It just is so weird. But look at the background with these guys. Yeah, and the snow falling, it's gorgeous.
And what's funny is in DVD, I'm looking at it and I can tell that it's a backdrop. I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like when I was a little kid on VHS, you didn't really get that feel, but right now, like it's totally a backdrop.
Oh, this whole movie only has like 4 stages. You'll see them repeat the same stage 1,000 times, and they only have like 20 people that come out and visit. Like, look, there's like 20 people out there for lighting of the tree, which you could say it's Gotham and it's cold. Probably people don't want to be outside because of all the craziness. You know, this is one of the most tormented places on the planet, but still, it just is so small. The scale gets so much bigger with Nolan's.
Dude, Hellraiser 2, the backgrounds in it are guilty of it too, but then again, they were promised a huge budget and then given nothing. So they did pretty good for that.
Yeah. Alfred had to tell this poor kid that his paper was crap. All you had to do is say no, thank you. Yeah, no, thank you. But no, he's got to be a D about it.
Man, still like that's my favorite Alfred. Like I feel like he was a part of raising me as a kid, you know,
Yeah.
like
Well, he had
89 Batman. And dude, when I first saw Batman and Robin and I saw that in loving memory, I was like, no. Dude, it broke me.
he's the classiest of the Alfreds. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad I got his name right. He did say Jabari said I got his name right. Thank God. I'm so freaking bad.
That's okay. I sent an email at work and the person called in later and called me Clob. So
Claw's pretty sick.
no, Clob sounds like somebody sneezed really hard while trying to speak. Club. So
Claw sounds like somebody you call when you need your money from somebody, like a shark. Like a
sure, if
loan
you're
shark.
a
Don't make me call Claw over here.
I will call Club.
Dude, name one other
Christopher
human being who can pull this Christopher Walken haircut. Right? Cigar hanging out of his pocket.
Christopher Walken is a hidden gem. I hope he's doing okay. I haven't heard much about him in a while.
Yeah.
Speaking of franchises and things that should get revisited, The Prophecy, man, and give him a cameo. Whether it be a sequel, a follow-up, a reboot, Prophecy.
I just bought 1 and 2 on Blu-ray about a year ago. Oh, look at this. Who's that? Caleb?
I'm blanking. I know that face.
Andrew?
What?
Andrew Barnarski.
That's right.
Leatherface himself in the reboot. He looks nothing like he does now. Like now he looks like a biker bouncer dude.
Have you seen from his photos from his recent conventions?
Uh-uh.
I mean, he looks like an angry old biker Santa.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't seen that, but he looks like a bike. He's somebody you wouldn't mess with. Here he kind of looks like a pretty boy businessman, but yeah. Dude, seeing like this, like the tunnels and stuff like that, and then like the underground penguin lair in the theaters, it was gorgeous. Like that's why I love it. This movie is even better than '89 when it comes to the set design, and it's a comic book movie. Like you can only take it so serious because it really is a comic book movie.
It really is.
It's not trying to be real. It's trying to be a comic book movie. See, look, there's only like 40 people in the crowd. This is Gotham City. Look how small that spot is.
But it still does it so well. It utilized its space well. So it didn't look like, a giant empty stage. It was like we figured out how to pack these people in and make it look busy. So you don't really notice it until you bring it up.
Um, See, look now, like the warm lights coming off of his face, like it gives it kind of a red orangish glow. Then we go to the office where it's got browns. God, I just love the way this movie's shot. Can't wait to watch it on 4K. I mean, I know I'm seeing a lot of it on this Blu-ray since it's a similar transfer, but just freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, they did an amazing job.
I'm glad they gave Tim Burton full creative control, but at the same time, I do wish somebody on set was like, maybe not, let's throw the baby in the river or the sewer. Like, maybe let's.
To it. It makes the Penguin more sympathetic. Which is why there's certain scenes when you see him, you're kind of like, man, I'm sorry. And then there's others that's like, Batman needs to run your ass over. But no, was the same person who did editing for this the same as 89 Batman?
I don't know about editing. I know that the costume design, the guy who created the Batmobile and some other stuff, he actually killed himself after the first movie. So it's not the same production designer and stuff like that. What sucks is like his biggest success, and for whatever reason, I can't remember, he killed himself. Can't remember his names. Like, this is good comic stuff right here.
Yeah, that they're all breaking out, the big heads on the bikes, the
colorful. I have a Batman shirt underneath here too that I've had since middle school that I wanted to wear, but it's so cold in my house and my wife's so stingy. Speaking guy with the monkey and Buffy in a couple episodes. And he was in, like, what is that, Escape to Witch Mountain or something like that? He was a decent B-list actor. I wish he would have done more.
I feel like he's in everything, though. Like, he just pops up and you're like, hey!
Yeah. Yeah, and Buffy, he was the leader of the gypsy deals. Oh, in my cut, the front lights are on. I know that's a difference. I love this. This is so iconic. This is so BA. This is like, it's time to go to work. But I do love, like, this is really weird stuff to just have outside and nobody ever notices. With all the big balls and parties and stuff like that he's throwing, nobody notices the giant spotlight things.
I feel like Wayne Manor was shot perfectly for the time.
Love it.
Even though, some of it's set drops, but it worked.
Listen to this. Andrew Barnett, he almost, like, parodies Christopher Walken. Listen. See it?
Yeah.
He's like yeah, somebody's parodying me. Oh my god, so good. Like, who comes out on stilts? Like, you're asking to be kicked.
So I feel like if this wasn't so, like, charged sexually and with, like, actual death, this is what Batman the Animated Series was like. Like, if you take away those two things, like the colors, the kind of comic-y characters, the wild stuff happening, totally the Animated Series.
Yeah. God, that Danny Elfman score is so good. Gets you hyped up. No better Batman score than a Danny Elfman score.
Everybody, Batman doesn't kill people. Mine does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, that dude's probably dead. Probably dead.
There's like 12 of probably dead in this scene alone.
Have you ever turned your car like that? Like, if I ever have to make kind of a tough turn, I will do that and pick this movie every time. It's not working, guys. It would have been kind of funny if they just shot themselves, like it ricochets and kills them both.
Right? Like,
what are you going to do against the Batmobile? Now, a lot of people say this is dumb, but with this big of a tank of a car, you would need something to be able to turn around.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I find it
first,
comical, which fits.
um, that dude's probably dead too. So Batman's already had 3 or 4 kills.
Oh yeah. Maybe James A. Janice should do Batman Returns for the kill count.
Kill count? That would be hilarious.
They
Yeah, beat him to it.
got the latex way more smooth for this than they did for '89 Batman. Like,
Smoother, yeah. The chest and everything, like
yeah.
like right in here is so smooth. Ooh, it's very smooth, and it's he kind of was like, I know, I'm sorry. It's bad.
But like the cow, so in '89 Batman, it was shadowed a lot because it was a raw pull, so it was kind of bumpy. It was more dark gray than black because it was a new idea, new concept. And then this film, I feel like they mastered that bat suit. They really did.
They were also going for a realism in '89 Batman, so they wanted things to look more muscular and grainy and rough. This is like trying to see if your kid's asleep. Like, I don't really want to check on him. I don't want to check on him. Oh, yeah, he's asleep.
Clearly, he landed in the snow. He
That's
may have
awesome.
landed, but he may have died before he hit. I'm just saying.
He definitely killed the dude with the dynamite to the chest, though. That dude's dead.
A
Like,
fire dude probably didn't survive either.
yeah, like he's saying though, there is the snow, but yeah, like that. You can't argue that the guy he straps him with dynamite, smiles and punches him into the whatever hole thing that was. Like this
Park,
camera work here is so good.
love it. This park, like this is I want to go here. Like I know it doesn't exist. I know it's not real, but I want to go.
It's so
Like,
creepy.
yeah, it's so great.
God, how cold would that be in the sewer? Holy God.
Probably smell wonderful as well.
Yeah. What was
This is
there?
where Rob Zombie got that idea from H2.
Yeah.
I knew it. I
See, here's another why this is a bad Batman movie. Love it. That's not Penguin at all.
No, it's not, and it worked for this movie.
Right, but it just it shouldn't have been done. I love his acting, and I like this portrayal because we would have never got it anywhere else. But still,
I saw a photo of some guy that went to Comic-Con and did his like the big Comic-Con and cosplayed as this penguin, and it was like uncanny. And if I ever find photos, I'm gonna have to post those because that dude, I was like, wait, is that a set photo? Nope, at Comic-Con.
and then I swear to God, he watched 2 episodes. Tim Burton watched 2 episodes of the '66 Batman. Was like, oh, he used umbrella weapons inside umbrella weapons. Oh, he wrote for mayor in the TV show. We'll do that too. I do love the umbrella weapons. Snyder did a watch along on these. No, Snyder did a watch along. This,
On my Batman people.
it's weird because I freaking love this movie and I love everything about it, but like the decisions and the characters and it's so bad.
There's a time where creative risks work and where they don't. They worked here. They worked very well, and I think it's because he was allowed to do his own vision. But that's also why it didn't get the sequel with Robin Williams. Like that's that's why that never came to fruition, is because they were like, holy crap, this isn't a kids movie anymore. Was close to an R. Like, this was
But keep in
teetering
mind,
the line of
like,
something that people shouldn't be watching that are small children. And it sucks because I think that the Tim Burton Batman 3 would have been far superior to Batman Forever. And that's saying it as someone who's a fan of Batman Forever.
well, keep in mind though, Caleb, while we're watching this movie, this was marketed to kids. Like, this had a happy always attached to it. Like, so you're talking about killing a kid in the first 2 minutes of the movie. Like,
I think
you're talking about like some rape jokes and.
So I think that was more Warner Brothers doing than it was like Tim Burton or Michael Keaton or anybody like that. I feel like Warner Brothers was like, we have a superhero movie, we're going to release it. And I don't think that they sampled the film.
I agree on that, but Tim Burton had, from what I understand, he had full creative control. So this is him. This is his warped ideas.
And it works. And I think his third film could have worked too. And that just kind of sucks that we didn't get it.
Had he just switched a few things, like I said, just drop him off on the doorstep of the carnival.
Yeah.
Circus, excuse me. God, this is creepy. I saw this when I was 5.
I don't know why, but the shredded papers put back together always like bugged me. I don't know why. I was always like, why?
I thought they were flowers. When I was a kid, I thought they were flowers. I was like, what is he talking about?
When I was really little, I thought they were French fries, and I was like, what is he doing?
I knew what this was, though. That's one big stocking.
Yes, it is. I flaunt it.
So good. Like, I'm saying, he's acting his butt off. Like, this is by far the second best acted Batman villain. I'm just going to say it. Not that I think he is the best, but he just acted. So? Huh?
You think so?
Oh, dude, look at him. He's got a mouthful of.
So I mean, I'm even separating like Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson. You would put him second?
Well, no, Heath Ledger would be number 1, and then he'd be 2.
Really? I'm surprised by that as your choice. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just kind of shocked.
No, I'm just saying acting-wise. I'm not saying like the character portrayal or anything else. But he's got a mouthful of spit. He's got a waddle. He's got hand prosthetics, face prosthetics. He's got makeup. I mean, you can see what he had to work with. He is killing it for what he's going through.
Yeah, man, they were going to have a great cast, and that's what sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we could have had such a diverse and better film than, like, I mean, I don't hate Chris O'Donnell, but I think he belongs more in, what is it? God, what is that show he's in? NCIS LA or whatever? Like, he works there, but as soon as he's Robin, I don't really like his Robin. I don't. I think that Alicia Silverstone was a better developed character than Chris O'Donnell. And that's
probably fair. But Chris O'Donnell's good in the Three Musketeers as D'Artagnan. He's good. And he's good
in other things, but he's not a reason at all that I watch Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. Not even a little.
Marlon Wayans, he was supposed to be Robin in this movie, and Tim Burton canceled it. He was actually supposed to be not Marlon Wayans, but Robin was supposed to be in the first Batman movie, and Tim Burton fought against that too. In this movie, he was like, "Look, I got Max Schreck, I got Batman, Catwoman, Penguin." He's like, "I got too many characters. I don't have room for Robin." So Penguin was actually supposed to kill Robin's parents in this one. And the Marlon Wayans, they actually had a Robin figure that was painted black, and when they decided not to go with them, they painted the figure white. If you go back and look, you can see the movie figures. There's a Robin figure in there too, that they changed up, and it looks like Marlon Wayans. Hmm?
I actually did not know that at all, but I'm not surprised. It's not the first time films have done something like that. They like hit the press, we're ready, and then all of a sudden they realize, wait, wait.
Pretty cool though for '92. Like, I mean, they had Billy D. Williams as Two Face. Well, not Harvey Dent in the first movie, and they were going to make him Two Face. And it's cool to have Marlon Wayans as Robin. I mean, for early '90s, that's some pretty cool stuff. I mean, that they were doing that. They weren't really, they just hired great actors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans got paid though. He got suited for the suit, and that was about it. Dude got paid to do nothing. Like, he's still like got royalties and stuff. He still got that cigar in his pocket. Shoot on. I never noticed that before.
I didn't either.
She's trying to blackmail him right here. She's not this stupid. She's actually trying to blackmail him. And I didn't get that until recently in life. Like,
The older I got, the more I realized that her characterization was different than how I interpreted it as a kid based on the dialogue. Because when you're younger, you don't really understand what they're just words. And then as you start understanding the meaning, you're like, this changes her character entirely for me.
yeah. Like, who spikes up their eyebrows like horns? Like, that's when you know you're a bad guy.
I mean, you're walking,
You know.
Speaking of walking, I watched oh God, King of New York not that long ago. I hadn't seen it in a long time. So good. So good.
I've seen him in that. I love Christopher Walken, but he is the exact same in every movie. Like, he can't actually act. He just is.
And I think it works for the characters he's been cast as. That's why I think like the prophecy going back to that, like his characterization for a anti-hero hero villain in the films was perfect. Like, I feel like that character was written for him. That was a long fall.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, and then now there's this weird origins thing for her when the cats come and bite her, and then they do it again, and now they bury one, kinda, except for they breathe like a soul dust, yeah. This is so weird. Oh, I don't remember being that graphic, that makeout scene. I'm picking up a lot of new stuff just because it's brighter and I can make out things a little clearer. Dude, I think she was the second. She wasn't originally cast as Catwoman. I can't remember the gal that was. She ended up getting pregnant and couldn't do the role. And then the gal that was supposed to play Vicki Vale in the first movie, she was going to play Vicki Vale, and she got thrown from a horse, I think, and broke her arm in one of the early deals, I want to say. And then that gal that broke her arm came back for Catwoman, to where she made her own Catwoman outfit. They even came to the studio begging for the role of the Catwoman. But Michelle Pfeiffer's, I mean, yeah, you're not going to get any better than Michelle Pfeiffer for this movie.
Man, as a kid, I always wondered what happened to Vicki Vale because she was such a huge deal of '89 Batman, and that always bugged me to no end.
Yeah, she's pretty big in the comics. They do address it here in a minute. Well, they bring up Vicki Vale here in a little bit.
I just feel like I was too young to notice certain things like that, like, because, I mean, '92, I was 2 years old. So, I mean, I grew up with it, but I wasn't attentive to some of the dialogue, like I was saying with her dialogue earlier.
The nice thing with her origins in this movie, you don't have to build up a whole lot of, like joke craziness, snapped, and everything else like that. Like the new Joker, you can just now she's crazy. She's fed up with life, and it's unfair, and she's not getting ahead, and she can't get a relationship going, and now she has a reason to be crazy because she's been brought back to life, and she's all sorts of jacked up.
And there's something to a basic origin or a missed origin that I feel like our society pushes the backstory a little too hard. I don't know what specific film I would like to point a finger at with this, but I'll just use like Rob Zombie's Halloween. We get too much background, we get too much exposure. I get the nature nurture thing, but at the same time, there's certain people like to me, I don't want an origin story for Joker. I don't. I think that's what made Heath Ledger's Joker perfect.
Well, he gave you enough backstory too, where you could see that the world, he told you that people, when the chips are down, they'll eat each other. You know what I'm saying? He gave you enough in the movie to show you that he's been beaten and torn and he's been through a lot of crap, but you didn't have to see it. He showed you
that simplicity. That's what I'm saying. So where the new Joker film is like, we're going to give you every step of the way what ruined this guy's life, and then we're going to let you know that it may be a hallucination. Like, man, I can't get behind the Joker movie. Like, it was well shot, it was well acted, but it was a rip-off of some Oliver Stone films, in my opinion.
Martin Scorsese in there. Yep. Dude, real fast is Honey, I'm Home. I forgot I'm not married. Jabari. Best origins anybody ever. It's a weird one. It's a weird one.
I love it though.
Yeah.
Although when I was a kid, so I've always loved like costumes and stuff. So as a kid, like her being able to build this suit out of that interested me, and it made me actually. I tried to build Kane from WWF. Costume. Like one day, I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I went and found some black sweats and some red sweats, and I didn't know how to sew or anything like that, so I was taping them together, and I tried to make the zigzags and all that. It looked like garbage. I think my grandfather got a picture, but I don't think that photo survived. He even ordered me the mask from the WWF magazine, and he got me a wig. He was like, "You did a really good job," being supportive. But this scene actually, I think, really helped spark my creative interest in costumes.
Yeah, this is a good shot right here. This wide shot, get the cats on the balcony and Pink in there,
and hell here instead of hello there. Brilliant.
She must have had that thought in her head for a long time, and then she's just like, you know what, I'm done. Let's do it. But talk about the Joker movie. Yeah, it's a downer movie. Like the whole movie, like he doesn't become the Joker until like the last 20 minutes of the movie. Like that's why I'm saying the only reason I want to one is I actually want to see more of that character. I saw a guy getting kicked around that had mental disorder for the whole movie. Okay, I've seen that before. I want to see more of your Joker. And my big problem with the movie is that Joker, and in no way, shape, or form, with any training, any talent, could ever go up against any Batman. Any Batman that's ever been created, even Adam West Batman would wipe the floor with that.
He did. He went against child Bruce Wayne.
Well, okay, but Batman would destroy that Joker.
But I feel like, I know I sound like a broken record, but it really was like watching Taxi Driver again, and Taxi Driver is a far better film.
It is.
It just, as I was sitting in the theater watching it, I was like, I can see why people are going to love it. I do. But it's the same movie I've seen before. It just happens to be that they're going to slap the Joker as the character instead of being some being something that actually became a historical event in our culture. You know, like that movie had ramifications, which is weird.
The second time in the movie, a baby has been thrown down the sewer. Second time, and it won't. There will be a third. Like, and then like nobody's really panicking. Like
Agreed. It is.
Dad, I would be ninja down after it. Like nobody, everybody's just looking down the hole. Nobody's going for this baby.
Nah, they were expecting the penguin to save him.
Check out this big old, big screen TV. I had one of those for about 5 minutes when everybody was giving them away for free. See, like this, they could go back and update, make that look a little fancier.
But at the same time, there's a charm to it. Because I mean, so for our generation and a couple years before us and a couple years after us, like we saw these things in the homes we grew up in, or our friends' homes, or this can actually take us back to something. Whereas with newer generations, they might just see it and be like, it looks old. So if they update it, it might lose some of that nostalgia factor.
It is set in the 90s. It is set for the time it came out in. So, and
Yeah.
it still works. It's not like Aliens, which needs to be upgraded because movies went on, and then the prequels are super advanced. This stupid earbud's struggling to stay in.
But at the same time, Alien is kind of perfectly done that if there were just a solid remake, I do believe that cinema, not just horror fans, not just sci-fi fans, not just action fans, but cinema fans would have nothing positive to say about it because it's such a roller coaster of a film, and your heroine is so well done. That one would be a hard one to top.
Yeah. Gotta love his pinstripe suit.
I feel like he may have been the prototype for Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas.
It was before this.
Pinstripe, tall, awkward.
Yeah, I think Nightmare was before this though.
Was it?
At least it was. I mean, it took him forever to do all the molds and stuff. But yeah, I think Nightmare came out in 90, 91. Maybe it was 92, but I'm pretty sure this came out first. I'm almost positive. I don't know. He's got the monocle. Like, really, nobody could get this guy actual glasses. Like, see, I like this. Like, Batman, he lost his parents. Now he has a connection to Penguin. Like, Penguin's looking, lost his parents. Then he's also making the connection that it was a circus performer that took him down in the sewers. It's a little too clean.
Detective work. It's cold. I don't care. That scene's always been awesome. But no, detective work. Something that is kind of missing in the modern Batman films. I mean, it's not one of the most well shot things in the newer Batman films, and I do think I just want Ben Affleck's Batman to have a better chance than Robert Pattinson. I mean, the Batman film, the film itself looks like it'll be a good movie, but it's not the movie I want. I want an older Batman with Ben Affleck, and I want a next generation Batman. I'm done with Bruce Wayne. I feel like we have so many other Batmen that we don't need another Bruce Wayne origin story. We don't.
Well, and I like Ben Affleck's Batman because he literally never has to take the cowl off. Like, he's just Batman now. Bruce Wayne is nothing. Even Alfred says, like, you're not gonna have kids, you don't date. Like, he's just Batman, and that's it. Yeah. Factor in. But
taking us back to that Robin suit hanging with the Joker paint on it, like that alone was going to lead down the street that we all wanted to see. But instead, here, have Twilight as Batman.
Dude, the thing that bugs me, and maybe it's just me, and I don't speak for everybody, and I'm the best. I've never shot a movie, but when he has to punch that guy 8 times to drop him in front of the other guys, I know he's trying to send a message, but what sends more of a message? You dropping a guy in 2 punches or 8? Like, he had to punch that guy 8 times to drop him. Like, you don't punch. If you watch Christian Bale's Batman, he throws elbows, he throws knees. He doesn't use his fists because you can only punch so many people.
So I see your point, but I think two things here. One, have you seen the animated Year One Batman that came out around the time as Batman Begins? You notice how in those even animated fight scenes he struggles a little bit more because it's like he's just starting out. And then number two, you walk in a room and knock the crap out of somebody while they're still stunned, and you just keep going. It just shows brutality. It shows that you don't care about what you're about to do to every single one of them. Now, to counter that, I do agree that if he would have just dropped him, then it's a lot more like, oh.
Yeah, I like this shot of the cross. He just looks good. Got the umbrella in the background. Yeah, my only thing is, like, I wish that if they brought in Steven Seagal to train the Batman, like the way he moves through people and how he walks around. I can't remember what his style of fighting is, but I just think the striking with forearms and stuff like that. I prefer Christian Bale's fighting, even though the choreography is not that great. I just don't want to see a Batman that has to punch everybody 1,000 times. Like, not that he needs to fight a lot, but when he fights, like, you need to be like a Van Damme, like a Steven Seagal, quick.
What I want is Batman versus Superman warehouse scene. I want more of that.
I love this. Treated me like number 2. It's good acting.
Yeah, again, I think that's why this film works so well is because he was given his creative control and they didn't mingle. Because if they would have mingled, you would see a tonal shift that would probably be more dramatic than even the Justice League was.
How cold is she in that thing?
Dude, after wearing my Part 8 suit with all the with just compression clothes underneath to keep the like latex skin, dude, it was like 60 degrees outside. I was shaking. I was so cold. Like it was like 20 degrees in that thing. It was horrible.
It's such a good fight scene. She kicked dude in the face like 4 times. It almost took his eye. I feel bad for her. I think she almost passed out in that thing a bunch of times. Like, apparently that outfit was absolutely horrible. Looked great though. Like, I prefer that much. Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises was kind of like going in the same direction as what Batman's suit was, though, like practical, but at the same time, because it's Hollywood and she is female, they had to make it form fitting, which sad. Sad. They could have made a tactical Catwoman suit, and that would have been awesome.
Now, Casey, we were talking about Batman Returns. We are in the middle of it right now. We got Bruce Wayne talking to Max Schreck, which is weird because, like, in the first movie, it's all about the news reporters and the Gotham mayor and Harvey Dent. and now we're sitting in a boardroom thing, and we're talking across a weird table. It's a really weird shift in direction. Why they didn't get the reporters back, and why they didn't go back with that. Muhammad Shrek.
I wonder if it's because he was saving like a clash of the films, you know, like for a sequel after this.
Well, this one, just like with Penguin, that attachment between Penguin and Batman, like they're talking about the rich and how the rich have corrupted Gotham, and like just like the rich throwing their baby into the sewer, how horrible the rich were in Gotham. So this one kind of that kind of problem of Gotham. It scratches at it. Both of them are stunned. Nobody else has pulled a perm off quite. Like they both need napkins right now. Like they're on the side of their mouths. Like shut your mouths, guys. Their mouths are up the whole scene. If she's hot, she's not hot. Good. Michael Keaton's God, he's good. Like, what was this kid doing? Knows that you weren't wearing skivvies. Like, come on, that's weird.
I do like that he's dead now.
Like, mouths are still open. The whole. There we go. See, Max Shrek, his freaking mouth. Shut your mouth. His mouth's open again.
Well, he thought he killed her.
Right, but look, his mouth is open. I know everybody's stunned, but Bruce Wayne wasn't stunned. He just, I don't know. It's just funny. My bad.
That's a fair opinion. That is fair. We ranked Batman. I can't remember if I think I put him second.
You put Michael Keaton third.
I put him second.
I'm pretty sure you put it third. I have to go back and watch it. Because
I feel like I ranked Ben Affleck low only because he's missing the opportunity. Because of what's happening with Warner Brothers. I think he has potential to be number one.
Sure, though, he's had about as much screen time as Michael Keaton. But yeah, I love and for what Michael Keaton had to do in this really tight suit, yeah, it's pretty impressive. And his voice is the best. He's got the best Batman voice, you know, without a modulator and without sounding like a cat. I don't know. Yeah, I freaking love him. I prefer his bat suit in '89 over this one, but I really do like this bat suit though.
So my DVD even has like the shake of like VHS tapes where just every once in a while it does the bounce. Is your Blu-ray or are you 4K right now?
But it's the 4K trans.
So it's got that. Yeah.
It doesn't. No, it's super clean. To be honest with you, this Blu-ray is great. It just looks gorgeous. Now I don't know if the standard Blu-ray that came out, it won't be this quality that I'm looking at it, but I bet it's good.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know what the DVD looks like. I've watched it so many times. I actually just sold it last week. Bale's close second. I mean, they're almost tied at first. It's hard to watch like the this whole city just showed you that's full of people that's ready to believe in good. It's so hard to take him serious. I can't. It hurts my soul. Oh God.
I gave Bale first.
Huh?
I do know that I gave Bale first.
You might have given Keaton second. You might have. I can't remember. I have to go back and watch it. That's still my favorite video we ever shot, was our Batman ranking.
Honestly, my favorite video we did is one that we didn't actually get because the light was messed up. It was the Silent Night.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had to put that the overlay over it. Actually, it turned out pretty good.
Yeah. Didn't we shoot those the same night?
Huh?
I think we shot those the same night, didn't we?
No, because the Batman one wasn't messed up.
I thought it was.
Like, now we got our Penguin eating just fish out in the open like that. Like, I don't know. Guy's so weird.
I would have to say my favorite Bruce Wayne is actually, and this is hard to admit. It's probably Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer's a solid Bruce Wayne. Solid.
Yeah. But I can see why Michael Keaton would get the bet there, yeah.
Like, dude, if I ever become a manager again and I have to, like, I'm probably going to show this movie when it comes to, like, sexual harassment. Like,
yeah.
Like, some of the stuff he says and does, not okay. He just bit dude's nose. Never to do that again. Yeah, I won't. God, Bale and oh God, in The Dark Knight, his voice is just bad. See, that's not okay.
No.
Bad John. My bad, man. It's just, yep. See, another one. That's not okay to say.
Dreamcast. Who you got as Bruce Wayne Batman?
Who you got as the villain?
Who you got as Alfred? That matters. I really wonder if John Leguizamo ever watched this when he was like shooting for Spawn and was like taking notes as how Danny DeVito like pulled off. Like Danny DeVito's not a tall man, but he's not this short either. And how he pulled off like the weight and the prosthetics and the
John Leguizamo, when they were making Spawn, I think he shot most of that movie on his knees.
he there was like things where he's talking about being on his knees, or he would literally take his legs and arch them all the way under and out like that. So he's like walking on the insides of his feet.
Yeah. Based, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, I do kind of like that idea of the broken Batman, like in Rises, and that we got some with Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Batman versus Superman really did, I think, do live action justice to the Dark Knight Returns story arc, and I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to see that come back more.
This always reminded me, like, if a teacher got like jumped by her students, like the way he's smacking them and headbutting them, and then when they have the he just sucks it. It just reminds me of fighting little kids. Like right here when he ducks. It's just so goofy.
Dude, I'm noticing some of the stunt double as Batman in these scenes now for the first time. Ooh, that scene did not age well.
Looks pretty good on the Blu-ray, the bat thing. Michael Fassbender? I like it. I like it. I like it. That's a great actor. God, he needs to do more.
Yeah.
Such a good actor. Like he's somebody that's like he's not like maybe on the level of Johnny Depp in his prime or he's not like Leonardo DiCaprio, but he's solid. He's just a great actor. I'd like to see him do more just to see what he can do. Probably the
Yeah.
most underrated actor right now. That's not he's up there, but still is Tom Hardy. If you what's the movie with Leo? He steals the whole movie. Like Leonardo's performance was not that great. And what was that movie called? You know what I'm talking about with the grizzly bear dinner. I can't believe I can't remember the name of it, but it's a good movie. It's just Tom Hardy. No,
I haven't seen it. I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
so good. Also part of sexual harassment.
What?
I said also part of sexual harassment.
Yep.
Making videos and jokes not okay. Okay, no matter what you say, Jabari, here's a Batman kill. Not that guy. Scrub. Like Batman's like that tickled. He smiles.
Yeah. He's dead. Yeah, he didn't live. I feel like that's just conveniently placed.
Right. I like it though. It works. It's easy.
Yeah.
This little exchange here is good. Like that outfit's so good.
Of course, we're all in agreement. I actually know they're dead. Yeah. Yeah, they're dead.
I'm making a good argument for stuff, but yeah, that dude is toast.
Seems like a lot of work to walk out of a store that's going to blow up. I'm just saying.
It's like Power Rangers watched that and was like, yeah, we can just ninja flip everywhere. She's just climbing up a wall.
I swear, first gotta fly.
Hey, when you're a teenager, man, that's what counts. Whoever calls dibs first. That's it.
That is the most Tim Burton thing that I have ever seen is a man hopping on an umbrella that's a helicopter.
Out. Comes a good. This is a pretty good fight scene. Oh, kicked him right in the face. Oh. He's like, I'm not supposed to hit a girl. Like Bobby Boucher. My mama said, don't hit a woman. Oh, oh. Just looks good. And her whipping that thing. Contract.
That doesn't look so good on the DVD. Him dangling doesn't look so good in the DVD.
It's a little. I think they were trying to catch like a shine off of the street lights and everything. But yeah, it looks a little funky. It's not bad though on the Blu-ray. It's okay. But part of me is used bad.
One of the things that always got me, and this film reminds me of it, is the scene in The Crow where Eric Draven comes back to life. And I believe this scene was shot after Brandon Lee's passing in the apartment when he swings out the window.
Mm-hmm.
It's upside down. And when that bugs me to no end. I don't know, one of my all-time favorite films, but that just reminded me of it.
Like, this is strange. Like, she's feeling up Batman. Thank God he wasn't feeling her up, but just weird. It's a very weird decision. So that doesn't count as one of her lives, even though a normal person would probably be dead.
Right.
We'll let Jabari weigh in on that one. He'll be the dead counter. Good talk. My dad used to do that. He would never say goodbye. He'd just hang up on you. It pissed me off. Guess we're done talking. Thanks. How's the baby? Happy homemakers. Like, that's not sexual, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah. Speaking of messed up, here it comes. That one girl just eyeballed him like she was attracted to him. Come on. Like, he just put it on there. The pins don't work that way.
It's a movie, man. It's a movie.
I like this little speech while he's walking up here, though. It's about reaching out to people. Remember, kids' meals, Happy Meals.
Oh,
Listen.
yeah. Where's Val Kilmer?
Blank I've been looking for. He ain't talking about the cat next to her.
Val Kilmer's in the wrong movie.
Here we go. More weird stuff. Don't tell me. Sexual, naked, charisma. Ugh. Ointment. Scented or unscented? Later.
Are you a registered voter? Best line of the movie. Are you a registered voter? No, sir. I don't agree there at all.
I do. it's weird because, like I said, there's a lot of weird things that Batman movie, the sexual undertones and else, throwing babies in sewers. Like this one is really weird, but I do prefer it to Forever. But I could understand why somebody would prefer Forever. It's fun. It's bright. It's Bale. Val Kilmer is a good Batman. And the Riddler
suit is awesome in Forever. But yeah, I have to so I think Val Kilmer is probably the best Bruce Wayne. I'd have to say the best suit is Batman Begins. Oh no, the Tumbler, hands down. Hands down the Tumbler, or 89.
Batmobile's 89 Batmobile's the best.
I'm torn between 89 and the Tumbler.
I really do love the Batman car, though. I was really upset in the theater when it blew up. As a kid, I was like, "What? You just blew up the new Batman car?"
That's the Batmobile. That's the Batmobile.
And speaking of the Batmobile, where did they get the blueprints for the Batmobile? Like, and how do these circus performers know how to dissect a Batmobile?
Meth, probably. That's my best guess.
Like, just another weird side plot. I really do love, yeah. Sweet. Like, as far as like one I'd want to drive would be the Batman Forever because it would be easier to drive.
Yeah, no, the Tumbler, man. I love that. It looks so. Here's why I'm such a huge fan of Batman Begins and the Dark Knight trilogy is, to me, it is more grounded in a reality. I said more grounded in. I did not say more definitely reality. The Tumbler is like something that would actually exist for somebody in a real world versus like in any of the other Batmobiles. Maybe the Batman v Superman one, because it's like a tie between kind of a comic booky yet Tumblr. It's a nice cross, but I disagree. I'm gonna go ahead and call that for Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I don't. Bale just gets scenes. Christopher
Bale gets number one for me.
Christopher Nolan should have known better. Like, I mean, Christian Bale has a bit of a lisp, and his anger voice. Like, sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes you got to sometimes you just got to reshoot it. Like,
and this is where it goes film by film too, because Batman Begins is arguably the best in that trilogy, and I know everybody says no, it's Dark Knight. Batman Begins, you actually get to see him become like the Rage, and it's much different. It's driven, it works, and then in the Dark Knight, you're kind of like, okay, I kind of see it. Yeah, he's irritated, and then the Dark Knight Rises, it's like everybody was just like. I mean, your main like aha moment was Talia al Ghul, and you ever die like a cartoon character. Like, come on, no. But still, the Batman Begins is a perfect Batman film to me. It just worked.
Acting and the voice work and everything was much better in Batman Begins. I don't know if I got lazy or something, but I don't know. It's just not as good.
Clooney is, I mean, bad. Clooney is the perfect. No, sir, that'd be Kilmer. I'd have to say Kilmer, hands down, as Bruce Wayne. Just the Bruce Wayne part, the best.
Okay, Bruce Wayne. He was still into his head bob thing though, like his ER head bob, where he's like, "What can I do for you?" He always does this head bob thing, so I think he could have done better.
Whenever I think George Clooney, I really think I'm a Dapper Dan man. Like, I can't. That's all I see, and that movie is legit. That is one of the best movies. I don't own that film.
I own that. Yeah. I keep an eye out. By the way, we were talking about Buffy earlier. I think that was the original gal that played Buffy, but can you imagine Clooney if he did the same kind of character as he did in From Dusk Till Dawn as Batman. Whoo!
Okay, From Dusk Till Dawn, I'll give you that. That would have been, yeah. I think something we can maybe all agree on in these comments here is that this is the best Alfred. This guy practically raised me with these 4 Batman films. I was totally crushed as a child when I saw the In Memory of and Batman and Robin at the end. And the fact that with the plot, like they showed him getting sick and then he like in real life got sick and died, that is soul crushing to me in a way.
But I will say that the Alfred in Gotham, they kind of give him his military background and kind of the way he helps Bruce Wayne deal with the pain and trains him a little bit how to fight and takes care of him. And he's a little bit more of a BA.
I can't watch Gotham. I've tried multiple times. I've given a lot of random episodes a chance. I can't do it.
Good.
Now, the Flash TV show, that's awesome. Arrow was really good for like 3 seasons and then just like fell hard. The team-up episodes every season were really awesome. Supergirl's pretty good.
I haven't kept up with it. Yeah, I understand Gotham is not for everybody, but
Jeremy Irons, when I heard he was going to be Alfred for Batman v Superman, I was actually like, that's going to work. And it did. I'm again, another reason I'm sad that we don't have an Affleck Batman movie. I think he could have been the best Batman. We could have had one of the best Alfreds. I think we could have had one of the best detective-style plots. Yeah, Supergirl's good. I think I'm about half a season behind on all the DC TV shows, which is sad for me. I never watched Legends of Tomorrow. I couldn't get into that one. But Arrow, Flash, Supergirl.
Like what they did with her character and the supporting characters, her sister and stuff like that. Like the changes that they go through is very organic and it's nothing's shoehorned in. Everything's really well thought out. It has a little bit of the problems like Flash does, where it's like they get knocked down and then boom, the villain's gone out of nowhere. But they do a better job of it than Flash, I think, in some respects. But Jason, you haven't seen Returns in a while. We are at the scene where they're making out on the couch in front of the fire. Just kind of give everybody a heads up where we're at.
And UCW, no man, the Flash. Actually Arrow, when it first came out, I was like, this is gonna be stupid. It's daytime TV superhero. I figured it was gonna be like Smallville, and I hated Smallville. And then I watched the first episode, and I was like, no, it's cheesy, but it's darker. I can get into it. And by like halfway through the first season of Arrow, I was hooked. And with the Flash, immediately, it just the pacing of the Flash show and the fact that it doesn't take itself seriously is awesome. There's a lot of notes because a lot of the cast have been involved in horror reboots. They talk about that a lot. Like there's a Friday the 13th shirt when somebody who was in the Friday the 13th reboot happens to be in that episode. Just cool little things like that just make it so awesome that they respect other film and TV shows in such a manner, and they're kind of lighthearted, which is kind of nice. If you have a long day, I don't want to come home and watch like a dark, grueling TV show every time. Having something lighthearted is kind of nice.
Well, Arrow first 4 seasons is phenomenal. Then it's rinse repeat. Then all of a sudden his villains start getting weaker than the villains beforehand. I gave up on it finally. Flash, it's the same thing. It's a speedster. It's a speedster. It's a speedster. And it's just kind of, it's like after the 3rd season, it's just rinse and repeat. And I got kind of tired of it. But I acknowledge they're all good. But finally we're getting some more Batman. We've only seen Batman twice in the movie, and it was like 2 little 5-minute stints. But yeah, so I love 89 Batman as a kid. These days, I can't get into it anymore. Oh, man, dude, that hurts. That's my favorite movie of all time. I always My favorite.
Batman 89 and Batman Returns are anytime films for me. I can pop them in and have them in the background, good mood, bad mood, sad mood, sick mood. I can pop them in and watch them and burn a couple hours, no problem. I have to be in the mood for Forever or, God forbid, Batman and Robin.
Never,
I think the last time I watched Batman and Robin was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
yeah, I'm never. By the way, I'm
Now
wondering.
I have YouTubed all of Arnold's puns and played them over and over again to annoy people because it's awesome.
I'll have a drinking game with that. Hey, by the way, I got your cup. Of,
Oh,
I
nice.
put a cup within a cup because I think, if I remember correctly, we used these cups as bathroom cups when I was a kid. Like, washing. I was like, out of that.
Twice a year, man.
Oh man,
Well, I probably watch House of a Thousand Corpses an unhealthy amount of times a year. I'm probably at like almost double digits, so that's I'll withhold judgment.
it's weird, man.
Hey, House of a Thousand Corpses is a great movie.
Crap. And we both love horror movies. Woody Harrelson, Batman. Batman? Like Nicolas Cage is Superman that Kevin Smith
I'm so glad that didn't happen.
odd. I love Nicolas Cage. I freaking love him. Like The Rock, so many great movies with Nicolas Cage, but not a Superman. They had this nasty old mullet thing on him that was like from Con Air. Terrible.
Dude, Face Off is probably one of the best 90s action movies ever made. And I still can't believe that it was written for Sly and Arnie, and then somehow the follow-up to that is Travolta and Cage. Like, who's sitting there going, all right, we want two big, muscular, the hugest names in action. And they're like, we'll settle for Travolta and Cage. Like, who's sitting there like, I don't know, but it worked. It worked so well. I love that movie.
Like and Sly, there's like a foot difference. Like they're not the same build or anything. But yeah, you look at Travolta and Cage, they're close. They're close. Like Nicolas Cage, they make a comment or not Nicolas Cage. Yeah, not Nicolas Cage. No, John Travolta. They make a comment about the love handles that he has when they're doing the surgery. But other than that, this is back in like in the '90s where if you had like a role, you were fat. Like
Yeah.
like it TV series when they call that kid like Porker and everything. That kid is barely husky. He's not big at all.
Man, I'm tubby, so half the people they call fat in movies and TV, I'm like, damn.
People were harsh back in the day. Lawn darts. Kids today will not know what those are. We actually had some.
I did too.
Stupid.
Then again, I was also trusted with BB guns at a terrible, terrible age to have a BB gun.
Now,
To my cousin, I'm still sorry about your ear if you ever see this.
yeah, I could see why you like. It's just such a quality drop. Like acting, cinematography, the backdrops. This movie is so sexual. Like, I don't know what Tim Burton was going through when he made this movie, but he was horned up.
But also, it goes for a thought that's been in Hollywood for forever, and that's sex sells. Like, earlier I talked about Fast and the Furious franchise. What is a Fast and the Furious movie without a half-naked butt and a flag at least within the first 10 minutes? Like, it's one of the first things that happens. And that's not why I see the movie. I see the movie because I want to watch Vin Diesel slap the shit out of somebody and drive a muscle car. Like, that's really it.
I got Batman's into it. It's still mouth open. Same as Bruce Wayne. Stunned.
See? Yeah. And yes, Face Off is good. It's stupid good. It has no right to be as good as it is.
Was it? It was.
I can eat a peach for hours. You know what wasn't good that Nicolas Cage did? Drive Angry. That movie sucked. I bought it when it came out before I.
Oh, and
Before
this part in the theater, man, when those wings popped out and he glides over the like. I mean, as a kid, I was just like, this is the background. You got the moon. I just thought this is epic. Like right here, this shot in the theater was amazing. Him crawling over.
to me, that scene there, like, I feel like is what in Batman Begins they perfected that, like the Batman through the bats, and it's awesome to kind of see the growth of that from this to that.
Really a Batman thing though. Like he doesn't like he'll jump down and glide, but he won't glide all over the city like he does in this movie and in Batman Begins, stuff like that. In the comics, it's just not as big of a thing. It just doesn't happen. But yeah,
It's like impossible. Travolta, hit and miss for me. What is it? Domestic Disturbance, really good.
from Paris with he's really good in From Paris with Love, and then the 1, 2, 3. He's good as a villain in that one. I've been meaning to see The Fanatic. I haven't got around to it.
Okay, okay, that's a movie that actually made me. So people hated The Fanatic. I thoroughly enjoyed it simply because it's a basic premise that is grounded in stuff that does happen, but it went a little bit on the far side like movies do. The only difference is I think people started laughing immediately because Fred Durst made it, and John Travolta was the bad guy. And then the kid from Idle Hands is grown up and is your main character. I think those three things made people like immediately turn their nose up to it. I watched it after reading all the negative reviews, and I was actually like, that I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
I love she falls in a rose garden, like almost like a funeral.
Dude, the shots in this movie, it's like each scene, like the colors are perfect. It's balanced. The again, you were talking about the 20 people that they use and how they're constantly they make it look like it's a bigger crowd than it is.
I don't know why though. I mean they had a God, what did they have, a $140 million budget for this movie? No. $80 million? Oh,
and I think they used it on things like this, like what we're about to see.
They had 80 million and they made 280 million. So they made, I think that's right. They made, I just saw the windshield wipers on the car. I mean, $80 million. I think the first movie had 35, 40 or something like that, but it made quite a bit more money. I think it made 400 million. So yeah, shoot it in Chicago like they did The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Just thinking
so to the John Travolta thing, his character like was based on somebody who doesn't have a fair grasp on reality, which is a thing that has happened with celebrities in the past. I do think it's one of those things where it's gonna divide people on mental health issues, kind of like the Joker did. But again, see my thoughts about the Joker in the beginning of this. But I think that people couldn't take it seriously because of who John Travolta is and watching him in that character. If it would have been a no-name actor, I think it would have been better received from people.
Yeah. Well, and it didn't help that John Travolta was going on like everywhere and everything, talking about how awesome it was. Like, you don't need to overhype a movie just in case.
Well, at least he didn't pull a Tom Cruise. The 8th Mission Impossible is going to be the best one. Dude, I stopped watching after 2. I think I've seen Ghost Protocol. I think I've seen the first like 30 minutes because I heard Simon Pegg was in it, and I couldn't do it. I can't watch Tom Cruise. No, man. I can't. One and two. That's it.
I got all these, so 6 movies and the digital copies for $15. I couldn't pass it up. Apparently,
That's not a bad deal. I won't lie. Now that Rocky set you got, or not Rocky, I'm sorry, Rambo set you got, that I want.
comes with digital copies.
Yep.
I think it was like $12.
Have you seen the last Rambo yet?
Ah, yes.
I actually liked it.
First, I
1 and 4 are the best, and you will never change my mind on that. 2 and 3 are all right, and the last one I think was kind of good for when your action hero's 75 years old.
the graphic nature, like I get that the world's ugly and nasty things like that happen, but they took it to a level where they just showed it to you, and
This is a video idea I've had that I've been meaning to share with you is films have to keep topping themselves. Like, you keep going. And you and I have had this conversation off camera about things like the scenes in Hills Have Eyes and films like I Spit on Your Grave, where they take it to that level. And not only is it uncomfortable, but you and I agree that we think it's too far. I do think that in the Rambo movie, because it's Rambo, I'm able to just take it means less than if it's its own movie that didn't have John Rambo as the main character.
I think how 4 ends is a really good circle. Like,
yeah.
He's come to, he goes home. He gets a little bit of peace in his life, and it's ripped right from him. The horrors of the world come back to him, and then the way it ends is just so, like, not that Rambo deserves or whatever a happy ending, but God dang, for ending so well in the 4th movie, I feel like the 5th movie wasn't needed, and it just ended. I feel bad for the character when it was all done. Just the first Mission Impossible. The second one it's really weird. It got real style. And it went from all spy stuff to action. And then the third movie is actually really good. It has a really good villain. And I've seen Ghost Protocol. The other ones are good. They're good. From what everybody says, the last 2, which I haven't seen, are even better. And they said that Henry Cavill's a really good villain. Hey, here he goes. He's talking about Vicki Vale. And then when they were talking on the in front of the fireplace on the couch, he was talking about how, didn't work out. So he told her too much. So he shouldn't have, is basically what he said.
But like I said, I was a kid, so I didn't catch on to that, too little, because I was more in it for Batman, and it just bugged me to no end as a child to be like, why is that character not here anymore?
Jason, you like Rambo? Do you like
Rambo? That's fair. I mean, it's graphic, it's violent, it's also got a really good story.
It is, but to First Blood, right? I mean, First Blood is
the best. That movie, I remember seeing it before I could actually interpret what was happening, like what I was seeing, and not really understanding why people loved it so much, and then got to revisit it a few years later when I started getting more of what's happening in the world, and I was like, oh, I get it now. This is a masterpiece. Man, I can't.
Is it because it's slow and there's not as much action? I don't know. I guess I could see that.
I didn't see it till it hit Blockbuster.
Yeah, I definitely Rambo 4 a lot in theaters. And then we had a little screen at our college that got movies like a week or two before they came out on DVD, and I watched it a few more times there because it was free. My wife watched it with me, and she was like, "Do people's heads really blow up when they get hit like that?" I was like, "Yeah, that's a 50 cal machine gun. It cuts people in half and blows their head off." I love it.
Dude, that
Thing. Why is there always
yeah,
somebody that made us to a speech?
best Alfred.
He's the best wingman, man. Like earlier when he had to leave, he's like, "Hey, can you tell her something? I gotta go." Yeah, I could see. It is slow, but it's so real. It's so like could happen kind of thing. Oh, Mr. Brad, it's gonna get wild. Like seriously though,
Just so everybody knows where we're at. The Cobblepot was giving his speech, and now he's getting all the food thrown at him. So, oh, now he's shooting at the crowd. I forgot about that.
who brings that much salad to a speech?
You never know when you're going to be hungry. All right. There must be a Wendy's around the corner.
I got that Coke hard. Yeah, well, yeah. Then you probably love. Yeah, no wonder you love 4. 2 is good too. Two's got a lot of killing.
It does. It's not as graphic.
I really like Rambo 2. I think it's pretty good. Oh, and you go.
I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm not saying it's the quality of First Blood or 4 Rambo.
Right here, this is what I'm saying. Like in the theater, the grandness of this movie, like the scenes and the backdrops, like God, the lighting in the theater, this music in the background, that operatic almost music. Whew, when I was a kid, I could not get enough of this movie. I had all the. I freaking love this movie.
I want that duck.
The duck's badass. I want, yeah, the driving one, yeah, the eight wheel.
I will trade my Frontier tomorrow. Could you imagine going down like I-70 and seeing a giant rubber ducky like flooring it down the road?
I don't I don't care. It's December. Say something. Yeah, First Blood Part 2 is great. A lot of people put Part 2 on the bottom. I just don't understand it. I think it
I put the third one at the bottom.
too, and I like the third one. I put it at the bottom.
Yeah, I think it's 1, 4, 2, 5, 3.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Dude, this is serious stuff, and I love that this guy speaks up. He's like, "Ooh, we're going a little far."
He's like, I didn't sign up for that.
I mean, killing sleeping children. Isn't that a little like somebody on set probably could have actually brought this up when he's talking about killing babies and molesting people. It's a lot.
God, that's awesome.
Bottom of Rocky 1. Oh my God, bro. Rocky 1
First
so
off,
oof.
Rocky 1 does not go at the bottom of any Rocky rank. Man. Now, I will say, I think that is a franchise that went in the right direction by bringing something new with Creed and Creed 2.
Second Creed
2 was a little over the top, but Creed was so good. And I think it was well done to bring Rocky's character to a different fighter. I think that was awesome.
I actually like Rocky 3 the most. It's got the most character development, the most suffering of the character. His manager dies, and he's got a partner up, and he's got to learn.
2 or 3 since I was a kid, so I don't think I could fairly rank those two.
Bro, you got to go back. 3's so good. Creed was good. Yeah, I've seen I loved Creed, but I really got to see. Yes, yeah, there we go, Jason. Rocky 3. Hell yeah, man. And most people will go either the first one or the fourth one. I love Ivan Drago. He's a great villain, and I love when Adrian tells him you can't win. He's like, man, Adrian always tells the truth. Like when your wife doesn't stay.
Yeah.
He's like, look, I read you in bed. I taught you how to read.
And Rocky 5 didn't happen.
Rocky 5's pretty bad. Rocky 5's pretty bad. Each that.
I love how nobody was mentioning it, and then here comes Brad. So, Rocky 5.
Brad, though, that scene in Rocky 5, though, when Mickey's talking to him, he's like, when you're in the middle of it, and you feel like you're going down, there's going to be like this angel on your shoulder, and it's going to say, get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you. That, to this day, still gives me tingles. Like, the emotion in that, that's so good. There is some redeeming stuff in 5, but it's mostly garbage.
Yeah. See? Didn't watch it. Speaking of alternate endings being better, Butterfly Effect. If you want a good alternate ending to a film,
I haven't seen it. It's on my. It's the Butterfly Effect and Donnie Darko are on my. They're all-time movies I just haven't seen for some reason.
man, okay, Butterfly Effect is a need. Like, I can't explain how out of nowhere good that movie was, and Ashton Kutcher has no right to be as good of an actor in that as he is. Damn it, Kelso.
Jabari, you haven't seen 4? Rocky 4 it's solid. It is a great movie. There's a lot of drama, a lot of good acting, character development's great, fight is amazing. Rocky 4 is a great Rocky movie. Oh, yeah, he lends his hand down to pick up Tommy much better. Huh, I'll have to check it out. I love it when he's like, let's fight in the ring. He's like, my ring's outside. That's a good street fight. It was kind of cool to see Rocky just, go back to his beginnings where he was a loan shark collector and stuff, like the bouncer type. Sorry, this is really good stuff right here by Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, this scene, this ball scene is the dialogue and again the colors, the scenery, it's so well done.
She's on those steps, man, and she's in that blue dress. And even as a kid, I was like, wow, that gal is gorgeous. Even as a kid. This little exchange right here.
So how did Batman become the villain in the RoboCop reboot?
Yeah. Not wrong, I'm telling you, it's better than you remember, I promise.
It's awful. I've seen it enough to know it's terrible. Jackie Earle Haley and Michael Keaton are the only good things about that movie.
Samuel Jackson's good in it too. Balboa was good. Oh, I love Balboa. I saw that in theaters multiple times with my brother. Freaking love Balboa. Nobody's gonna hit as hard as life. Losers quit, and that ain't you. It's another great speech in a Rocky movie. Freaking love it. Like that
It's
actor.
okay, you're all right.
Yeah.
See,
now, where
awesome.
He just rose up into this ballroom like the duck is like a graboid. It just goes through whatever. There's not many Stallone movies I don't like. Oof. I'll tell you a movie that nobody talks about with Stallone. There's 2 movies. Get Carter, which is, it's not grand, but it's awesome.
That's
and
good.
Copland it's up there for my favorite Stallone movie. Copland is so freaking good. Not just because of Stallone, but the whole movie.
What was the one I was talking to you about recently where he's a cop and he goes to like that like meeting in Antarctica or whatever, or some isolated place. Is it I See You?
It's I See You. Yeah, it was okay. I remember.
That's a good one. Cobra.
Love Cobra. I actually met the main villain dude from that played Shao Kahn in Kombat 2. I met him at Crypticon a couple years ago. Super nice guy. Got his autograph somewhere. I See You. Yep.
Yeah, I See You. Yeah. This is a good movie.
Yeah, Stallone's so good. Like even his Driven movie, the supercar racing one. It's weird because that movie he wasn't the main character, so it was really weird to see him take a backseat. But even that's a pretty good B. It's a B movie, I'd say, but I enjoy it.
I don't think I've seen it since it came out. Oh, Judge Dredd is awesome, and so is Demolition Man. Demolition Man is a movie that deserves so much more attention than it ever got.
Know how to use the 3 seashells.
I do like Dredd more than Judge Dredd because of kind of the background noise of, Stallone signed on and was like, I won't wear the mask that much because of who I am type of thing. It was like in the contract. So that kind of got to me after seeing it.
Carl Urban, dude, in that role. Like that movie. That it's so good.
Why did people sleep on that movie so hard?
I don't know. It got a little weird with some of the drug stuff and some of the scenes like that. And
that was totally like the Max Payne thing from the Max Payne movie. People did the same thing because of that. But then after their like home release, people are like, "Oh my god, it's really good."
They're stealing the children of Gotham. They were trying to sell McDonald's toys. You're trying to sell kids toys, and this is your plot: is to steal the kids of Gotham and drown them in toxic waste sewer crap. God, this movie's weird. And then it goes even weirder, and we're like, we're just rockets on our penguins. Yeah, Demolition Man's great, man. And yeah, Carl Urban is Dredd, so good. He's such a good actor. Underrated.
I love it when YouTubers drop a 3 seashells just to like, and then the comments are like, I don't understand, and you can totally tell who has seen the movie and who hasn't. Just like it's awesome to look through comments of people's stuff about that.
That's why if I haven't seen something, I usually say, "Ooh, easy on spoilers," right? If I just get ahead of it. No one talks about Daylight when it comes to the movie. I think I saw it when it first came out. For some reason, I haven't revisited it. I'll have to get back to that. I just watched Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger is a good movie.
Good. I do need to revisit Daylight. I know the title. I don't think I've seen it in a long time. Dude, this militant speech to a bunch of penguins. Danny DeVito is a king. Like, I don't care.
The time has come to punish all God's children. God.
And the music. God.
The march, the operatic music. I'm telling you, Danny Elfman came back with a vengeance. Like, I still like the music better in '89.
Yeah. And then they have Max in the background in the cage the whole time, like just off to the corner. So, God, it's brilliant.
Like I said, not a good Batman movie, but a good movie. Like I just enjoy the piss out of this movie.
I would say this is probably one of the films with the least amount of Batman in it too, I believe.
Not a whole lot. That's what I'm saying. It takes like 13 minutes or so for him to get on screen. Then after that, you get that 5-minute fight scene with him, and then you get another one, and then now you get this. There's just not a whole lot.
Yeah.
The fight scene with him, it's pretty weak.
I can't wait to talk about the scene coming up. Me and you have had this conversation so many times.
Which one?
When the mask comes off.
Yeah.
Just like, what happened here?
Right. So now we decided that the big plot was just to have penguins go out with rocket launchers on them. And we didn't just make this. We already had this ready to go. We already had Plan B ready to go.
Dude, like I said, take out like the super violence and the super sexual nature, and this is totally Batman the Animated Series. There's
Yep.
so many side plots happening at once that it's the exact same thing, and for that, I love it.
I think people were actually pretty pissed that they used some live penguins in this movie, the king penguins and the regular little ones. Like, I think they were pretty pissed off that they strapped things to them and they were supposed to be like violent or whatever. Guys, it's just a movie. No penguins were hurt in this movie. I actually don't know that. He was gonna have to spin anyway. He wasn't going through that little pipe that was sticking out. I actually have that, by the way. This bat pod, I have the toy of it. It's in the garage.
And because of Rona, I never got to tour your new place. So sad.
Dude, it's baller. I've got this wall over here. I'm gonna put a green screen on, and then I've got my shelves set up. I like this new room, and there's no windows in this room. I put thicker insulation in the ceiling, so I can't hear them. They can't hear me. I got surround sound in here. My 50-inch. I really like this little room. It's only 9 by 9, but I really like it.
Yeah. I can't wait to be in my new house. This rental is driving me nuts.
I'll bet.
It is a long drive to work now. I'm filling up like 3-4 times a week.
Should have kept that gas saver, man. So weird.
That was trash, man. I had to get rid of it. The Maxima got about the same as this Frontier, but it got there a lot like speedier. Man, that was the nicest car I'll probably ever own.
Yeah. I love Alfred. He's so happy with himself. He's even got the horn eyebrows going. Alfred goes down as the best wingman ever. I'm saying it right now. Like I said, man, Danny DeVito, I don't like the actual, like, the character, like, you know what I mean, as it should have been. But for what he does, man, he makes what he was going for just awesome to watch. He's just the whole time acting his ass off.
Oh, yeah. Dude, one of, if not the best part of this film.
What is she on? She is so monotone and like.
Dude, I feel like she deserves a spot in The Crow and Dark City and Hellraiser, all those films like that. Speaking of a movie that I think that we should maybe do one day with this, Dark City. I haven't seen it. I started to watch it last year this time, and I didn't get to sit all the way through it because it got pulled from the streaming service I was using to watch it the next day. But that is a movie I feel like did terrible at first and then became a cult classic. It's actually a really good movie, and the cinematography and everything, just awesome.
I got it on DVD. I think I saw it maybe as a kid, but I can't remember anything of it. My Renaissance Man, I remember seeing that and really, really liking it, but now for some reason I cannot remember anything when it comes to Renaissance Man. I do remember thinking it was a really good movie, though.
I was a huge fan of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. First like 3-ish seasons. And the Christmas special. I haven't watched it in a while. Need to catch up on that. DeVito is an amazing actor.
His best role though is when. I mean, I freaking love that movie. Tonight is your night, bro. It's your night, bro. I freaking love that movie. Yeah, it's just the climax of this movie is kind of weak. Not that the 89 had like this epic climax, but
the dialogue over the end scene of 89 I think was spectacular.
yeah, see, I just like how Batman was researching him because he knows that if you lose your parents in a traumatic experience, it can push you to the dark side so fast. And like, just like he was saying, you're just jealous because I'm a genuine freak and you have to wear a mask. Like, he can kind of relate to him in a lot of ways. Like, I just like the little undertones that the movie doesn't beat you to death with, but it's there.
Yeah.
And this is weird too.
Some of that with The Dark Knight. You're a freak like me. I mean, in a fist fight, come on.
He just backhanded him with his own umbrella and just stood there. Like, I guess there's probably nobody around, so this is just going to blow up themselves. But you think Batman would be like, nah, maybe I should take care of it, maybe take some cover or get in my bat boat thing and get out of here?
I didn't see it. I didn't see Grudge Match.
Good. It is really good.
It's on a list. Like, I've got a laundry list of movies I need to see, but
Which match has what's his name in it? Kevin Hart. I think, isn't that the one, right? It's been a while. I freaking love it though. Kevin Hart, he's so funny in that movie. He gets his Porsche or whatever. It's pretty fun. It's good, man. Raging Bull. It's been a long time since I've seen Raging Bull. It's a good movie, but Rocky is much better. Raging Bull's solid. But yeah, Rocky versus, I mean, I give it Grudge Match, like those two. Yeah, that's a good movie though. I love when he's talking to that MMA fighter and they're trying to compare the boxing to MMA and stuff. It's pretty funny. This was how hard right here. When she kisses him at the end and like burns him. But they got rid of that for whatever reason. God, that would hurt so bad, whipped in the mouth. I'm talking gallons of blood. Here was another great shot in the theater, man. And explosions, and you got Batman just swinging in there. Just the shot right there on the side, and he's swinging into the frame. God. Talk to the hand.
talk to the hand.
He's like, I already fought you. I'm not into this whip thing. Mm-mm.
Are you ready to discuss the magic of mask removal?
Mm. He's about to name drop. She's got the claws out. They look real good in high definition.
They do. I haven't seen Bullet to the Head either. I passed by it on Netflix, I think, at some point. I hit play on it and wound up having to leave.
Big fight between Jason Momoa and Stallone in that movie. I saw it once. It's good. It's a solid action flick. I think that there was a gap where he kind of.
There's just no makeup.
This is supposed to protect my dome, but I can just rip it off with one hand, and now I don't have any.
Why not take the cowl off the right way?
Well, why not hold it back? If it doesn't actually protect you, you're not going to. Yeah, pop it off. Well, I think in this one it's attached to the cape. No, it looks like it's bolted in. If you see the earlier one when it's sitting there, it looks like it's almost like the chest piece and the cape bolt in together. Maybe that's why not. But anyway, she just clawed him in the face.
Still just gets me.
There, she looked good right there. That hair whipped off and just. Nobody can get a headshot, but all of a sudden, dude pulls out a gun and shoots him. Yeah, and we had to go here with this too, or she's actually supernatural. So weird. Yeah, maybe you could do something. Oh no? Okay. I like her rhyme though. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's almost got like a Freddy Nightmare thing.
It does.
I just don't understand. Like, you have superhuman strength, you have claws. Like, why would you waste a life? And like, I mean, I guess that is a rough way to go out, but it's just really weird. Well, yeah,
It's too loud.
good call. I freaking loved Tango and Cash growing up.
It's a good one.
So good. Assassins is good. I really like Assassins with James Woods and Sharon Stone. She's no Sharon Stone. Here's another one. No. I'm thinking of The Specialist. Never mind. Assassins was with oh mercy. Antonio? No. Banderas? Antonio Banderas? Yeah. Van Damme, Stallone, and Arnold. Yeah, man, Van Damme.
I didn't have as much Van Damme. I was way more Arnold, a little Stallone, and some Van Damme.
I'll take Van Damme. Yeah, Antonio Banderas. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Assassins is good. I was thinking of The Specialist originally, but yeah, Assassins is really good. No, I freaking love Van Damme.
I didn't realize he actually said I picked the cute one. I just thought he said I picked the cute one.
Oh no, yeah. Like he's cross-eyed. Like such good acting.
And that's how you do a death. How is it that Dark Knight Rises screwed that up? So that actress should have been, like, her contract should have been canceled, and she shouldn't have been paid, and whoever shot that scene should have been canned. Excuse my language. But for real.
Dude, the whole thing lies. It's the same thing with George Lucas in the Star Wars prequels. Like, it's not the actor's fault because they've gone and done some really good stuff. It's the director. Like, you know, sometimes you're not in the moment. Sometimes it just comes out wrong. The director needs to go, no, do that again. Like, and
is not a good, like.
I feel like Christopher Nolan, kind of like J.J. Abrams with the new Star Wars, kind of like the guys who did Game of Thrones. I feel like they were done. Like they just wanted to wrap it up so they could get on to the other stuff, and that's just what they did. They just didn't put as much. A couple.
I feel like there's more to the story of what would have been The Dark Knight Rises than what Nolan has let on. From what I understand, Nolan has said there was very little to be known about it before the passing of Heath Ledger. But I honestly think people were exhausted and unmotivated because of what had happened to Heath Ledger. And I feel like they were just trying to put an end to the trilogy, like just stopping here and not going any further. And they didn't have a choice but to do it. So I don't know. I feel like there might have been a little bit something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about First Blood. Yeah. The Kumite. Hell yeah, man. That's a First Blood. First Blood. Bloodsport. Excuse me. So good. So much. Why you train him but not me? I love it when his first fight, he breaks the world record, and you got his buddy freaking out. God, I love Bloodsport. They bond over the video games.
It's been a minute since I've seen that.
My brother, one of the first times we hung out, my brother took me to McDonald's. He was like, "Get whatever you want." So I got a Big Mac, extra large fries, and a drink, and he got like the 20 nugget with fries and a drink. and we just went back and we watched Bloodsport. And I remember that guy, Chong. I can't remember his name now at the end of the movie though. He's such a scary villain, the bodybuilder dude. And he throws that stuff in his eyes and he just can't hardly see, and that face he makes, so good.
Yeah.
Kumite. Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Wayne.
Merry Christmas, Alfred. And women. So good. And this scene was an after shot. It's kind of a similar homage to the first movie where it crawls up the building and the music kind of kicks up. Nowhere near as good as 89, but this is they were actually planning to do a Catwoman movie. And this is back before they just didn't do that kind of stuff back in the day. But this isn't actually Michelle Pfeiffer right here. This is some stunt double gal.
Yeah, and they were planning, so with that third Batman, they were wanting to use her character in it, I know, but oh, what could have been? What could have been?
Movie. Here's this movie. He's like, the thing that really stays true are Alfred and the commissioner. Pretty much, everything else changed.
Yeah, I feel like I love that movie, and it's one of my top Batman films, hands down. But the set design alone, like, it is a spectacle. You know how people will always give that to like the first Jurassic Park, or something like that, but that was amazing. To just, like I said at the beginning, like, Tim Burton kind of set that in Batman films. You can feel the weather, you can feel the temperature, you can get acclimated to the light in the film. Like, he set that up and it carried over. Whereas with, like, you know, say Iron Man or Thor or any of those movies, that's not as extreme to the experience of the film. So,
well, the Gotham in this movie is basically its own character. I mean, and the music and
yeah,
cinematography, everything just adds to the comic book world of Gotham. Where I the more realistic looking, dark brownish of the original movie of the 89, but I really do like what they did in this movie. Gorgeous. Not perfect, you know, I mean, people have done more artsy stuff, but I do like it.
We were talking about those at the beginning of the video because I used to have them. He still has them.
My refrigerator right now, I've got them there, ice cold, ready for a beverage, even though they're like this big. And I've got an ice cube tray with the Batman symbol. So yeah, I still got mine. I'm scared to death of breaking one, but they're really not that expensive. I actually looked up my just before we went on. I looked up to see if these were worth anything. They're not. They're worth like $5-10. But those glasses for forever, man. Those were sweet. I had
Actually, Jason, I have the 12 or 18-inch Batman Forever figure where he just kind of holds the Batarang in the main Batman Forever suit. Yeah, I'm in the middle of unpacking because of a recent move, but that is probably one of my favorite collectibles I have. It's not worth anything at all because, like, none of the figures from that movie are, for the most part. But yeah, that, if I wish I had the glasses too, because I would totally have a Batman Forever shelf. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy that movie.
I just keep them in the fridge because I'm like, someday I'll use them. Someday I'll actually use
them. Yeah.
But
man, I don't know. I also think it's very strange, like you mentioned earlier, and I never paid attention to it actually ever. It's the first time I thought about it. The departure in Batman 89 from the government and police and all of that, and into instead wealth and kind of a way more comic booky feel versus kind of more of a comic strip feel, I guess. You know what I mean?
Like detective, and with their journalists and all that stuff, their detective work, it just kind of adds to the ambiance of it. But I do like what this movie brought too, but it just was a weird departure.
It was. It really was. And like I said, I never thought about it before because, growing up, I always, like I said earlier, Batman and Batman Returns are their own movies to me. Batman Forever is its own thing. Batman and Robin is its own thing. And like I said, I think that's where people have an issue with film timelines is, oh, we have another new Batman. And look, we have another new Batman. But yeah, it didn't stick out to me until today when you mentioned it. And I'm like, huh, I really did change. Because there should have been, I thought Harvey Dent was supposed to be a part of this one. I read something somewhere and it just kind of changed for whatever reason.
He was supposed to be he was supposed to be in here, and then I think he was supposed to be the main villain, and I can't remember why they decided to go with the Penguin, but yeah. And then so you've got these two movies that kind of have their own thing that they're hitting on, and then in Batman Forever you have the psyche of Batman and the loss of Batman and Robin, and then the next one it talks about love. It talks about how Batman's romantically involved with his gal then, and there's Poison Ivy and that dust, and you got Alfred, that love. And then you got the niece and that love and her mom, and it's all sorts of love. Like, it's weird how each movie kind of hits on their own, I don't know, their own highlight comment section thing.
Taco Bell had the Batman and Robin movie cups. I think I remember that, but I don't think I had any of those.
I remember I loved the movie when it came out because I was a kid. Like, my mom brought home the VHS tape, and I lost my mind. I was like, I'm going to watch it repeat.
I saw the movie at Indian Springs Mall in KCK opening weekend, and I could not be more thrilled to go to a movie as a kid. And I remember loving it then because Arnold is like my all-time favorite actor still to this day. I don't care that his range is that of a potato. He is in some of my all-time favorite movies. And then B, it was Batman. So I'm like, I get Arnold and Batman. And, as a kid, it really was a huge experience and super awesome. But now as an adult, I don't watch it often. It's a little, so like how I was talking about The Flash being lighthearted and fun. I can't really watch Batman and Robin after feeling like Batman's character is most successful when it's a little bit darker. Whether you say Keaton, Bale, Affleck, there's something to that character has to be dark to survive. I think that the lighthearted goofiness started with Adam West's Batman, and I don't enjoy it. I don't.
And in Batman and Robin, like in Forever, he's never really like in the spotlight. He's never just hanging out. In Batman and Robin, they're at that charity ball trying to catch Freeze, and they're just standing there, like they're part of the entertainment. Like, which I mean, they kind of are, and I kind of get that, but I don't feel like in any, I don't know. I mean, even in The Dark Knight, I mean, you had Christian Bale's Batman in the interrogation room. You had him at the vault of the bank or whatever at the end or at the beginning of the movie. So I mean, he is in daylight, but he's still dark and brooding and yada yada. I don't know. I just don't feel like they just be like, hey, I'm right here. Oh, here's my credit card. Here, I'll just charge to rent this gap, which is so weird. The rent-a-date things or whatever. I don't know what they call them, but geez.
Yeah, I don't know. Batman Returns is a Christmas movie. It has been for me since I was a kid. Like, me and my brother used to watch it, and Die Hard around the season, but a lot of Home Alone. I rewatched Home Alone so many times in my life. Also, Jingle All the Way. is a movie I need to add to my collection, actually. And
He-
I realized it actually because of Wesley. Like, I was like, I can't show him my favorite Christmas movie because I don't own it. Like, that just shocked me. Put that cookie down now.
So good. Those are man, but guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Jason, Jabari, Brad, everybody, we really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun. We're gonna try and do another one of these here pretty soon. Life's crazy in my household, and I know it's crazy in yours too.
Yeah.
Plus, we're still being cautious with the virus. You know, I'm not in a huge hurry to go grabbing other people's door handles and such. So,
Yeah, I'd like to do Lethal Weapon and then Die Hard, but we got to do Die Hard at least.
can I show you one of the saddest things ever? All right, the phone's gonna move, and this is in reference to Lethal Weapon, and this breaks my heart, and I don't know how this happened. I only own 2 and 3.
How's that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Bad.
It's when I was, because like I said, I didn't really pay attention to what I had until I was putting it away this time, and I was like, how do I not have 1 and 4? Like, how do I just not own that? But here we are.
For you.
I'm
might be
sorry.
I'll keep an eye out for you. I already have like 12 movies to give you.
I found this gem at Dollar Tree.
Rubber. The Killer Tire. Never heard of that, man.
It's probably going to be awful. Well, I kind of need to go. Got some stuff to do with that child of mine.
I'm sure mine's about to wake up. So, well, thanks for hanging out again with us. We'll be back soon with either probably Lethal Weapon or Die Hard. We'll see when we can get to them. But thanks again, guys. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Get it.
Bye, guys.